Thragg versus Krillin isn't close. Invincible versus Dragon Ball. This video is about officially divine, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I've watched the recent season of Invincible, bro. That boy is vicious. Vicious, man. I wish I had more friends to talk about Invincible with, bro, but you know what I'm saying? Like, anyway, that's besides the point, bro. Ever since Thragg got introduced, bro, no cap, I can't wait for the next season of Invincible to come out, bro. I don't know what else Thragg can do. You know what I'm saying? These niggas probably done read the comics and some more shit. So, hey, this is gonna be an interesting topic right here. Let's go ahead, let's dive right in.
Thragg versus Krillin. One of the most heavily debated topics right now is if Invincible characters actually stand a chance against the Saiyans and Dragons.
This beat is hard as hell. Do y'all hear this?
But today I'm posing a question that's a little bit different. Can the strongest Viltrumite ever defeat just an Earthling in the world of Dragon Ball? And today you're going to find out. So who wins?
See, here's the thing about this, you know what I'm saying? The scaling of Dragon Ball is ridiculous, man. Like, you got niggas that blow up the moon and the planets on just like some cool shit. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing to them. Like, they just do that. Like, minimum, you feel me? I'm talking about minimum. Even the lowest of tier characters have the ability to blow up the earth, bro. That's just the lowest of tiers of characters, bro. And niggas that never watch Dragon Ball be like, oh, y'all glazing, y'all glazing, y'all glazing. Nigga, this is facts. Like, if you actually take the time to actually watch Dragon Ball, bro, you will see it. Like, they really do this on the regular. You feel me?
Versus human. Grand Regent Thragg versus Krillin. Grand Regent Thragg. In a world where aliens fall from the sky, only the strongest can survive. And in a universe where Viltrumites carved their empire across stars with blood and fire, there was only one who stood above them all, with the goal to bring back his species from near extinction, ruling over billions upon billions of Viltrumites. So the question is, how strong is the Grand Regent? Thragg. Viltrumites are already monsters, a war-torn race wielding godlike strength and near invulnerability, purging their own kind in a brutal genocide to eliminate the weak. What remained was a species of conquerors, beings who could dominate planets, destroy civilizations, and battle threats that operate on cosmic scales. Being raised as the strongest Viltrumite in history, Thragg makes all others before him look like nothing. With Invincible himself at this point already being ridiculous, this is a character who can wipe out meteors with a single punch and obliterate entire civilizations through raw strength alone. He tanked energy stated to rival the largest solar flare in history, energy so massive that even launching every nuclear weapon ever created at the sun wouldn't even come close. That means Mark is surviving power millions to billions of times greater than humanity's entire nuclear arsenal combined, and Thragg scales far above this. Taking this even further, a fatigued Invincible alongside Omni-Man and Thetis were able to fly through a massive planet and completely obliterate it. Granted, that's...
And see, here's the thing about this right here. It took 3 of them niggas to do that shit. You know what I'm saying? It took 3, you know, with arguably, you know, some of the top Viltrumites, just based off of what we seen. You know what I'm saying? To blow up one planet. You know what I'm saying? There are niggas in Dragon Ball doing that with a finger. Like, do you see why some of these arguments be stupid, bruh? Like, real talk. Hey, what's poppin', y'all? If you seeing this, 9 times out of 10, that's because my camera overheated. Also, just to let y'all know, we got a tab section under my Instagram for all the comments under there, for all my supporters, specifically for y'all. I'm posting all of the positive comments from my supporters up there. So if you want to see yourself up there on my story, be sure to follow me on Instagram. With that being said, I'm out, y'all.
Racer's gun did most of the damage. However, considering the size of the planet, this feat might be a little bit better than you thought. Viltrum is a planet that is able to have a ring, granted that this ring is literally made of dead Viltrumites. Even granting this, a planet would have to exceed a certain Roche limit in order to even have a ring. With Viltrum having a ring and 5 moons means at bare minimum, it's over 14 times larger than Earth, and Mark was contributing at least a fraction of that power. Thragg scales above Omni-Man, who was able to lift a meteor the size of Texas and completely obliterate an entire civilization in an instant. Even lower tiers in the verse are completely insane. Some are stated to destroy worlds entirely, others can turn planets into dust. Characters like Omnipotus are described as shaper of worlds, capable of wiping out entire star systems with a single attack, and Mark can take hits from all of them, and yet still gets his punches completely eaten by Thragg. Then you have Conquest, the oldest and most feared Viltrumite, thousands of years of experience, stronger than Omni-Man.
I will say when Conquest first got introduced, bro, you know what I'm saying? Not even first introduced, but when I first seen Conquest, bro, this nigga just came in just emitting aura with some of the coldest lines that I've ever heard, bro. This nigga said, I don't even get a name, bro. I just get a purpose. Bro, that shit will make you shit right up your back. I ain't gonna lie.
So dangerous that it takes multiple Viltrumites to bring him down. Mark is able to defeat him even if it's just barely, and Conquest still does not want the hands with Thragg. This is the same Thragg who uses Viltrumites themselves as weapons, showing a level of supremacy so overwhelming that his own species becomes tools in his hands, and his durability is on another level entirely. Viltrumites can withstand some of the craziest conditions. Omni-Man was able to withstand the gravitational pull of a black hole, and weapons capable of destroying half a star can't even damage an average member of their race. Their bodies are made of smart atoms made to adapt, regenerate, and react at an atomic level to survive the impossible. This is shown multiple times that Viltrumites are able to get absolutely brutalized, yet still come back seemingly from the dead.
Bro, that move, that hand move is probably the most broken move that these niggas got, bro. Every time I see them use that, or anytime that move is used on somebody, they never survive. Unless some miracle happens. Mark needs to learn whatever that is. That hand move, he needs to learn it.
Of course, spoiler warning, surviving fights in the sun. Omni-Man, one of the strongest Viltrumites ever, literally breaks his hand trying to punch Thragg. That means Thragg's body is on a level of force that scales to planetary or potentially higher. And
this nigga stopped to punch with his hairline. His hairline.
of course, there's his speed. Omni-Man crosses galaxies in a single week, traveling millions of light years, reaching speeds around 142 million times faster than light. And Thragg completely bodies Omni-Man's speed. But going back to Nolan being able to withstand the gravitational pull of a black hole, he's not able to do this for Thragg's airbending, which potentially means that Thragg literally just closing his fist is stronger than a black hole. And big spoiler warnings once again. In the final fight, it's Mark versus Thragg, not on a planet, not in space, but inside the literal sun. Thragg fights at full power while being exposed to extreme heat, radiation, and pressure that would annihilate almost any.
This is spoiling the fuck out of me, but you know, hopefully I forget it. But these niggas are boxing in the sun. That's kind of crazy right here. I ain't gonna
instantly lie. And he doesn't just survive it, he dominates for most of the battle. It takes Invincible's ridiculous willpower to finally defeat him, meaning Thragg isn't just strong, he was the wall that Mark had to surpass to become the strongest Viltrumite in history. So how strong is Thragg? He scales above meteor level destruction, above nuclear level durability millions to billions of times over, above planetary annihilation feats, above characters wiping star systems, and able to move millions of times faster than light. Overall, Thragg would scale to planetary to potentially star level, but how does this strength stand up to the strongest human on Earth? Krillin, Son Goku's best friend.
Yes, sir!
Rival, and the strongest human on Earth. With the strength of humans in the Dragon Ball world.
And you wanna know what's crazy? Krillin gets looked down upon so much in his own universe because, like, the shit that he can do don't compare to none of the strongest shit that we seen in Dragon Ball. So, you know what I'm saying? The stuff that you see in Invincible, you know what I'm saying? That's like, if they were to do that in Dragon Ball, that's like nothing. You feel me? It's like, okay. You know what I'm saying? You blew up a planet before? Okay, that's cool. We got like 5 other niggas that done that already. You know what I'm saying?
Extremely underrated. However, this human is like no other, with Krillin in Dragon Ball Z scaling above Master Roshi, who can obliterate the entire moon in one shot. This goes even further as Krillin in the Saiyan Saga was able to defeat 5 Cybermen all at once, with each of these Cybermen being stated to be just as strong as Goku's brother Raditz. with Raditz being able to completely dismantle Goku and Piccolo at the exact same time, with Piccolo being able to obliterate the moon casually. However, this feat is a lot more impressive than we might think, as the shockwaves from Piccolo's blast that destroyed the moon was able to be felt from Earth, meaning potentially this blast generated small planetary levels of power, with Piccolo being able to perform this feat at a power level of 322, and Krillin at the time of the Saiyan's arrival had a power level of 1700, meaning Krillin in just the Saiyan saga can vaporize moons that can be felt from Earth over 3 times over. But we're just getting started, with Krillin's Destructo Disc being capable of defeating Nappa in one shot, with Nappa when he's suppressed having a power level of 4000, meaning Krillin's Destructo Disc can one-shot characters over 2 times stronger than he is. However, this is just all we know, because when Krillin arrives on Namek, this is when it gets crazy. Krillin, in order to resurrect
on the Namek saga, is when everything changes, bro. Like, that's when the power scaling just, like, shoots up dramatically. I'm talking about insanely, bro.
his friends from the dead arrives on the home planet of God himself. However, Krillin isn't the only one looking to make a wish on the Eternal Dragon, as the literal strongest in the universe.
Oh wait, I forgot. I ain't got YouTube Premium on this account.
Have their own wishes to make. After seeing evil face to face that even Vegeta is afraid of, he goes to planet Namek's guru and gets his potential unleashed. And once it does, Krillin goes from a power level of 1700 all the way to 13,000, with Krillin's power level at this point being even stronger than the King of the Saiyans, with King Vegeta while suppressed having a power level of 10,000, and King Vegeta was able to vaporize 3 planets just by lifting his hand. And
do you see what I'm talking about? 3 planets. Like, bro, I'm trying my hardest not to emphasize and, you know, seem like I'm glazing, but just like, bro, 3 planets by lifting your hand. It's just a flick of the wrist. You know what I'm saying? It's not a whole lot of shows to where niggas are just doing that.
strength continued to grow as Krillin's potential was progressive, as he's able to take on the Ginyu Force, which is Frieza's elite members, and even fights against Captain Ginyu in Goku's body, with Captain Ginyu in Goku's body having a power level of 23,000. And now Krillin is face to face with the worst possible outcome, as the Emperor of the—
This little gremlin ass nigga is a menace. Like, no cap. Like, y'all think Thragg is like a tyrant, vicious? This nigga right here, bro.
Universe confronts all of them with a battle power of 530,000, with Frieza undergoing a transfer.
Thragg's not beating this nigga, by the way. He's not beating Frieza in his first form.
Into his second form with a battle power of 1 million, but even so, Krillin isn't out of the running yet. Krillin uses his Destructo Disc against second form Frieza, and if he didn't dodge, we would have got this moment a lot sooner, with Krillin in the V-Jump being stated to have a battle power of 70.
And Destructo Disc is such a broken move. Like it doesn't... Just the move in its entirety, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like almost like it don't matter how strong you are, that shit gonna slice through you, bro.
1,000, meaning Krillin can one-shot any opponent over 13 times stronger than him. And this isn't even a one-time thing, as he's able to actually run away from Frieza and even blind him with the solar flare. You know, it's almost crazy to think about. If Krillin wasn't scared, he probably could have ended the Frieza saga right then and there. After being eclipsed by Super Namekians and Super Saiyans, the gap in strength is too far to overcome. But of course, it's not over yet, with Krillin growing exponentially more powerful entering into the events of the Buu saga, with Krillin being stronger than Yamcha, who can take on fighters from the other world, with Yamcha being able to take on fighters like Olibu in a 2v1, with Olibu being so strong that he can actually give Pikkon a good fight, with Pikkon being an otherworld fighter who made it to the finals and fights against Son Goku, with Pikkon being so strong that once he goes down to hell, he one-shots King Cold Frieza and even super perfect Cell, with Cell while he was alive being stated to have infinite and bottomless strength, with him even threatening the destruction of the solar system with a unidirectional blast, with this feat being much more impressive than we thought, as it's actually stated in the Daizenshuu that solar systems in Dragon Ball house innumerable stars. You can even argue that Cell is even more powerful, as he's confident he could defeat Buu Saga Goku. And even after all of this, Krillin is still stronger. Fast forward to the events of Dragon Ball Super, the Saiyans have gotten even more powerful as they dive into a pool of power that is seeped in divine energy. When 5 Saiyans gather together and put their light into another, that Saiyan will become a Super Saiyan God. With Goku and the other Saiyan strength going beyond human comprehension, the strongest human needs to find a way to close the gap. The Omni Kings of the entire Dragon Ball multiverse want to hold a fighting tournament where 10 of the strongest fighters from 8 universes battle to defend their world from being erased. Universe 7, in order to win, needs the strongest Saiyans, and the strongest humans. Krillin trains in preparation for the tournament and takes on Universe 7 strong.
Man, Tournament of Power was so hype and it's like prime, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about like every Saturday, bro. I was waiting, watching that shit, bro. Like I'm talking about like even to the point to where like after I was done watching like the episode, like I would go watch like other reactors react to it. You know what I'm saying? Just like how y'all watching me react to this. And so on and so forth. But yeah, bro, I feel like Super get a lot more hate like than it deserves. I mean, obviously, like some of the animation and all that could have been improved, but like I was just grateful for the fact that we even got more Dragon Ball after, you know what I'm saying, the Buu Saga period. So, you know what I'm saying? Hey.
Fighter, the new god, his old rival, Son Goku. Krillin fights against Goku and doesn't do half bad. Even though Goku is most likely suppressed, Krillin is actually able to catch Goku off guard, which is ridiculous because Goku is a warrior with one of the highest battle IQs in history. As Goku, when he fights against the Universe 6 assassin Hit, who has the ability to literally jump 0.2 of a second into the future, is still read like a book by Goku. The same Goku that within a battle can get years worth of experience in only a couple of minutes. And once you use a technique on him once, you better not try it again. With Krillin in his battle with Goku even managing to cut him and forcing him to use Super Saiyan to save him.
My thing about Destructo Disc in this moment, like what if he had accidentally, you know what I'm saying, just ended Goku's career, like right there, if Goku made it a mistake, you know what I'm saying? Destructo Disc is that powerful, bro. That move is broken.
From being knocked out of bounds. The same Goku who many arcs prior was threatening to destroy the entirety of Universe 7 with his fists, with the Universe 7 macrocosm being stated to house infinite-sized realms, and the afterlife that is stated to be a transcendental realm beyond the dimensionality of the living world, where the concept of space and time doesn't even exist. Krillin even somewhat pushing back Goku even while suppressed is absolutely ridiculous. And even though Goku was holding back, he knew Krillin was ready to defend their universe from the literal strongest in the multiverse, with this actually not being a fluke as many people think, as Krillin even takes on base Gohan and is able to defeat him with a new technique, the Solar Flare times 100. With this new technique, he's able to blind Gohan and defeat him before he even knew what happened. With this actually being super impressive as Gohan has honed his senses to be able to fight while blind, as in the Zeno exhibition match he fights against Lavender while blinded and is perfectly able to counter his attacks the moment he feels contact, yet is still ultimately defeated by Krillin, with of course Gohan holding back as well, but not as much power as people think. Entering into the Tournament of Power, Krillin and 18 tag team together to fight against Universe 4's Shoza, with Shoza actually being able to defeat 18, forcing Krillin to handle this himself, with Krillin actually doing better than 18 as he uses his martial arts experience to get the best of him, with Krillin teaming up with Android 18 again to power up an energy ball that sends Shoza to the stands. Taking a step back and actually looking at this, This is actually super impressive, with Krillin being relative enough to 18 to actually benefit her in battles and even taking on opponents that can knock her out, with 18 later on in the tournament going on to defeat Rubrianne, with Rubrianne being able to fight against Super Saiyan Vegeta, and this same Vegeta would one-shot Gon Goku from the Battle of Gods arc. And logically, 18 wouldn't have gotten any stronger if she didn't have any limit-breaking battles. Fast forward to the events of the Dragon Ball Super superhero movie. Cell Max has been let loose and is destroying all of the Z fighters, with the Gammas actually being stated multiple times to be as strong as Goku and Vegeta post-Granola arc, with this actually being less of a stretch than people might think, as the androids in the past, specifically androids 17 and 18, were ridiculously strong even with outdated data, as Dr. Gero only had data from the events of the Saiyan saga, yet was able to produce androids that can one-shot Super Saiyans with 3 years of hard dedicated training to defeat them. So it's not a far stretch at all to say that the Gammas with data from the Moro arc alone is able to match Goku and Vegeta post-Granola arc, even with the help of the Gammas and Orange Piccolo that is able to one-shot them, and even has statements from the author himself that he's as strong as Goku and Vegeta, still get absolutely bullied by Cell Max. With the strongest human joining the fight, he's actually able to help out by using his solar flare, and even helps Orange Piccolo catch Cell Max's foot. So if you weren't convinced that Krillin is broken before, you should be now, because without a doubt, God Goku from the Battle of Gods is being looked down upon by a human. Overall, the strongest human would scale from complex multi to outer versal depending on the argument you want to take, with infinite to irrelevant speed. In the end, Krillin has come a long way since his old rivalry with Earth's Angel, and now has the strength to keep up with gods. But what do you expect? When you train with Saiyans all day, it can get hard to tell the difference. But
I was about to say, you know what I'm saying? This nigga is around the strongest fighters in his universe at all times, bro. Even training against them, bro. So, and Thragg, I'm sorry, he pales in comparison to like Vegeta and Goku and them. You know what I'm saying? Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments, though. I know some of y'all are very biased. Let's be reasonable.
Never see tears from a gangster.
Hey, if you like the video, then like the video. And if you want to see more reactions, subscribe. I love y'all.
Shout out to my twin. Ain't never seen tears from a gangster. So why do I want me to cry? Fighting depression. Talk to the spirits, use them judges that help me get by. But I cannot lie, that shit hurt me bad when I got that call, told me you died. Like how the fuck can they take you? Man, I hope I wake up, it's a lie.